I don't read books like this, and this is why. The main characters are usually naive and annoying, like nails on a chalkboard. Somebody in this house is playing You're Welcome. I can hear it. Can you hear it? Like, it's in the background. Who was playing that? Anyways, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Arlin, and today I'm going to be reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books on Goodreads. So as you might be able to tell, I'm a little bit nervous. No, I just made that up. I'm not really nervous, but I am excited because I was like testing this with one of my books just to see, like, I don't know, because I never really have read a review on Goodreads because I kind of just got it, but I was testing it and I looked up a review and it was hilarious. Even though it was roasting one of my favorite books, it was hilarious, and I laughed while reading it. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm kind of excited. Okay, I lied. I am a little nervous because when I hear someone say like they don't like my favorite book or they like have a different opinion than me, then for some reason my brain just automatically goes like, they're right, you're wrong, and like over a period of time, my mind might even change its opinion to that opinion. So I am actually kind of scared, but I'm preparing myself, or I prepared myself to not change my opinion off of somebody else. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be reading 1-star reviews on my favorite books. The books back here are like a pile of my favorite books, so you kind of get an idea like of what we're gonna be doing. So I think without further ado, let's get into the first book. Okay, so I think we're going to start with, which one should we do first? I'm thinking The Inheritance Games. This book has a 4.23 star rating on Goodreads. That's really good. And then it has 300,000 ratings. 2,214 people rated it 1 star. Okay, so let's look at those ratings. Review number 1. I too will be expecting a surprise $1 billion inheritance as compensation for how much I suffered while reading this. See what I mean? Like, some of these are actually funny, although I don't agree with that. But still. Okay, and then this one says, I do not like this book. I really do not like this book. I tried my best not to not like this book, but I just couldn't do anything but not like it. Without further ado, here's my review/rant. Oh, okay. Okay, this review is extremely long, but let's read some. So it says, question number 1, how did you find the characters? A, love. B, like. C, okay. D, dislike. E, do not like at all. We'll go through the characters and see what this person thinks of the characters. So Avery, level of annoyingness, 7.5. Avery is a teen who Tobias Hawthorne chose to inherit just about everything he had owned. Billions of dollars. She's really annoying and I didn't see any personality in her. Shrug. Would I want to be her? Probably. Jameson, level of annoyingness, 10 out of 10. Kind of agree with you on that one, except only for the second half of the book. Brother numero dos or tres. I honestly forgot at this point. He's the rebellious brother who's really annoying. 10 reasons why I find him annoying to support my 10 out of 10 annoying meter. 1. Promptly goes to call Avery Mystery Girl. 2. Because Avery didn't like him calling her Mystery Girl, changes it to MG, which stands for Mystery Girl. 3. Changes to calling her Heiress, which, mind you, she also did not like, because she didn't like the first 2. 4. Sneaks into her room like a creepy stalker using a secret passage. Creepy times 100. That was extremely weird. Like, couldn't you have just waited until the day to tell her, like, you want to figure out this clue? Like, could you not do that? Or could you knock? Or could you ask her if you can do that? Like, that was kind of weird. 5. Sprouts random nonsense that takes you too long to understand. Example, everyone is going to want something from you soon, Heiress. The question is, how many of us want something you're willing to give? 6. More random nonsense. And an example again, if I do what I should no more often than I say what I shouldn't, then what does that make me? 7. Insert random nonsense here. 8. A few more things for the last 3, but they're spoilers, so I'll leave it at this, okay? Then we go on to Grayson. Level of annoyingness, 8 out of 10. Grayson is also another brother numero dos or tres. He doesn't really do much throughout the entire book. He's just kind of there. Still, he was annoying. He was annoying at the beginning and got even more annoying as the book progressed. He got better, like, for the second half, but for the first half of the book, he was not good. But I do like him for the second half of the book, so. And then we go to Xander, level of annoyingness, 5 out of 10, brother numero cuarto. The youngest brother. I surprisingly didn't find him as annoying as everyone else. I actually don't remember half the things he did, which might be the reason I find him less annoying. But Nash, level of annoyingness, 8 out of 10, brother numero uno, the oldest one. He has this aura about him that makes you want to cringe and die inside. He does. I agree with you, he actually does. Like, something about him, like, he was just weird. That's pretty much all I have to say. And not in a melt your heart kind of good way, just Ew. I legit thought his name was Nate until like 5 minutes ago. That's hilarious. I told you, these reviews are actually hilarious to read. Okay, Max. Level of annoyingness, 1 million out of 10. Whoa. And, drumroll please, the most annoying character award goes to Max. Says sarcastically, congratulations. And then we have down here, do I ship Avery and Jameson? No, I couldn't care less. Avery and Grayson? No, I also couldn't care less. Avery and Xander? Why am I even putting this here? No. Avery and Nash? Also, why am I even putting this here? No. Avery and no one? The best option out of all of them. Points to screen. This one. And those were the characters, and this review goes on and on about like the plot and like the writing, so I think we're gonna leave it at that and go to the next review, but that was entertaining, so thank you for writing that. And I honestly did not get offended, even though it's one of my favorite books of all time, but you know, it's fine. Okay, going on to the next review. This said it would be like Knives Out. I've heard of that, but like, what is it? I do not know what Knives Out is. I wanted Knives Out, it gave me Truly Devious and Paper Princess. Well, I haven't read any of those, so I don't really know what that means. Okay, this one's kind of long. Let's read it. DNF'd at about 60%. That's not too bad actually, but okay. I'm not even gonna touch the comparison to Knives Out or the other one, because whatever the blurb is blank for fans of blank and blank, the book is never actually like what it's compared to. I kind of agree with you. Kind of. There's this book called The Unwanteds, and it says for fans of the Hunger Games and Harry Potter, and I was like, I have to get that, right? And so I got it, and I read the first 5 pages. I guess I can't say it wasn't like it, but I'm saying it was not good. Do not recommend that book. Literally did not finish it. And the words were like this big and this far spaced, so I read about 2 sentences basically. And then it says, wanted to like it, except the main character was constantly distracted by good-looking teenagers about her age. It's not as much as some books. Like, during the book, I was like, can you not be distracted like this person said, but like, at the same time, it's not as much as a lot of other books out there. Very love triangle-esque, except it was all based on their looks. That's true. It does not always have to be on their looks. Not real love or even mutual respect. One of them would pass by her and happen to brush her arm, and the inner monologue about it just killed me. Her mom died 2 years ago, but she rarely gets mentioned beyond that. She may have kept secrets. Maybe we learn more in the last 40%, but meh. I don't care enough to find out. The love interests were boring. They had wacky names for the main character like Mystery Girl. Apparently a lot of people don't like Mystery Girl. The banter was non-existent. One character said stuff to another character, but it never seemed to matter or deepen the relationship and provide depth to the characters. Dialogue is important. Mainly it was filler conversation. The whole book felt tropey, but in your face tropey and not well done. I don't mind tropes if they're done well. We don't know much about her sister except she bakes when she's stressed and had an abusive boyfriend. Nothing about how they got to be so close or why the main character is loyal to her sister. Also, they put someone really young in charge of the law firm's only client. Who does that? YA authors, that's who. I wanted the main character to be smarter. Cunning and conniving would have been excellent. None of her genius or big brain energy was explained or proven. No way are the main character and her bajillion love interests muttering cryptic stuff every 2 seconds. Like real teenagers? No, they don't do that. No one aged 13 through 19 talks like the kids in this book. I don't care how rich they are, they don't. Okay, so that was an interesting review. Let's go into the next one. This was the most juvenile, average YA that I've ever read. Literally nothing about it was special. Why does it have so much hype? Okay.
And the author apparently thinks the readers are even not smarter because everything in this book is very obvious and then repeated a million times just in case and then explained in detail 20 times after that.
Okay, here's another one. I should be paid for not DNFing this book. Okay, and then this one says, what in the Vampire Diaries but without vampires is going on? No, just no. Honestly, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm like supposed to stick up for my book, you know, but like, these are funny. And then we have one that says, bye, I'm free finally. You didn't have to read it. Hashtag bored. And then the last one that we're gonna end on says, I lost brain cells from reading this pretentious derived story. Okay, going on to the next book. Didn't know that many people didn't like this book. Actually, I did. Because like, I feel like this book you either really don't like, think is meh, or you love. Actually, those are like the only options. But anyway, let's go on to a different book because I think that's enough of the Inheritance Games for now. So which one should we do? I think I'm gonna do Legend by Marie Lu. This is the book that I have read like the most long ago. Like it was like a year ago. Yeah, I read all the other ones. Actually, wait, no. Keeper of Lost Cities and Ranger's Apprentice and Harry Potter and Legend. Never mind, all these books were read like a year or two ago, except some that weren't. Let's go on to this one. Okay, so this book has 4.16 stars on Goodreads, average, so that's actually not bad. Okay, so let's go to the 1 stars, not the 5 stars. Wait, that is hilarious. Marie Lou rated it 5 stars. It has almost 500,000 reviews. Wait, I feel like I remember that profile picture. Didn't that person rate the Inheritance games? Like the last one we read? I don't know. I'll check in a second though. Let's get on to the first 1-star review for Legend. Pardon me for raining on the dystopian parade, but I'm 5 chapters in and already the plot development and progression seem patently obvious. I think, because I'm assuming the Republic had Mateus killed, pinned it on Day just so they could send June to track and kill Day. I'm also guessing the two will fall in love, fight, and bad guys, aka the Republic, then become the symbolic heads of the resistance. Right? Pass this book to 14-year-old daughter. DNF'd about 20%. Okay. Going on to the next one. Warning, this review, from my perspective, is honest. Brutally so. You have been warned. This book was awful. I don't really know how else to put it. Ooh, this one is long. The world building was surprisingly okay. Something that could make for a good story. But what do you get? An utterly predictable and pointless story about these two 15-year-old prodigies who are in love with each other for no other reason except that the fact that they are incredibly narcissistic and are essentially the same person. The story is told from both teens' points of view. The girl, who is basically a brainwashed soldier from the Republic, future Western United States, and the boy who's this renegade from the slums. Somehow the narratives are still able to be nearly indistinguishable if it weren't for the helpful Day and June headings at every chapter. Day is the Republic's most wanted criminal. Why? Because he annoys them and they don't know his identity. Literally, he basically plays pranks on them, and rather than focusing on the war they are supposed to win in the colonies, they decide to use all their manpower, including their best new recruit, 15-year-old and recently graduated from their top university, to track this prankster down. There are extreme lengths taken to try and make the characters likable. Day, even though born into the poorest sectors, is incredibly smart, athletic, oh, and did I mention? Gorgeous. He even has perfect teeth. Wow. And he's never killed anybody. Until now, as it may seem. Oh yeah, he dedicates his life to his family, by the way, who all except his older brother believe him to be dead. And he takes care of this helpless 13-year-old girl. How sweet. June, on the other hand? Or is it the same? Anyhow, she's got the only 1500 perfect score on the trials taken by every 10-year-old. So she's smart too, and gorgeous too, and athletic 2. She's determined to bring her brother's killer to justice, because she cares about her family a lot too. You get the point. So basically, the good characters are perfect, the bad characters are evil, and the plot, oh, don't get me started. Even if the book weren't so cliched, you wouldn't have any problems knowing what's going to happen next in the book. Why? Because it tells you, because there are clues. So obvious, I have a hard time even calling them clues. And if you made it this far, I'm torn between apologizing for you wasting your time reading through my rant, and congratulating you for making it this far. Thank you. I'll take the second one. If you did not like the book, I'm glad we agreed. We don't agree. If you loved the book, well, I'm sorry if I made you angry, but I know how you feel. I did like Twilight once upon a time. Winces from the horrible memories of Winces from the horrible memories of a naive and masochistic time. So I know what it's like to listen to people shredding your love to dust. Okay, that's all for now. Edit. Okay, it's 2 years later, and every few months somebody will like this review and I'll get notified and feel guilty for writing this piece of garbage. I did not like the book and still believe my complaints to be valid, but I also feel inclined to add some of the positive aspects of the book that I will willfully overlook immediately after reading. The world building. I know I basically dismissed it in the review, but even 2 years later, I still distinctly remember being drawn into the world, if not the plot. The war between the Eastern US and the Western US was unique from the other dystopians I've read. POC. Characters. Especially Day, one of the main characters. Okay, so that's it for that review. Thank you for writing that so we can read it. That was interesting. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, here we go. I have a mission in life: to stop reading a book when these happen. He had long eyelashes, and or the bright moonlight cast shadows of his long eyelashes across his high cheekbones, and such. Well, it happened. Also, I couldn't care less about any of the characters, their stories, their struggles, the situations they were in, or anything else. Really. I tried reading this for, 15 days and couldn't get past page 35. So, yeah. No. Okay, the next one says, I guess it was entertaining. The individual scenes sometimes captured me. There were a few interesting metaphors. I know this looks sarcastic, but I'm honestly trying to find something good. Bad things, Day. Where do I start? He's described as perfect in almost every scene he appears. Like, his hair will be matted and dirty, he'll be wearing an eye patch and disgusting clothes to blend in, and the girls on the street will still blush and look the other way. I don't remember that, but I believe you, because he was too perfect. I mean, I don't like him, other people don't like him, so apparently he's not perfect enough because people don't like him, or the other way around. I don't know. Character-wise, I find it unbelievable, nay, laughable, that a 15-year-old boy is the most wanted criminal in the Republic. He has burned a few places and murdered one person. This insinuates that nobody in the entire Republic or the colonies has done worse. You expect me to believe this? His dialogue is sometimes cute, but mostly unrealistic or annoying, especially his inner monologue. In captivity, he's still snarky. While I know that Lou wanted him to be #bad news, people in captivity do not perfectly goad their captors into hitting and abusing them. Day is trying to survive for his family's sake, yet he continues with the snarky attitude. His snark does one thing for the book. It makes us not fear the Republic. The moment Day starts snarking is the moment we realize he doesn't fear the bad guy even strapped to a bed. Why would we in turn fear the same bad guy? He has a family, but it's only to show his humanity and kindness. These characters are objects that we feel little remorse for. John is introduced. Who's John? I don't remember that. Anyway, John is introduced and used as a plot element, and that's it. Lou tries to show him as a rounded character with her use of flashbacks, yawn, but John is never interesting. That might be his older brother. Or his younger, does he have a younger brother? Okay, anyway, the only family member with any character is Eden. Who is that? His younger brother, I feel like? Maybe, I don't know. Tess is also an unrounded character that exists solely to show Day's humanity and kindness. You could take her out of the book without affecting anything. That's true. Okay, and then this review is too long to continue, so I'm gonna go to the next one. Okay, 2013 review. I remembered absolutely nothing about this book. 2021 review, 1.5 stars. Bland plot and characters with lacking world building. Author established perfect characters who, again and again, make horrible mistakes. And then the review is really long, so I'm gonna go into the next one. And that one's really long as well. I have one that's 3 words. Simplistic and unoriginal. There we go. Okay, next one, DNF the entire series. All of these reviews are super long, so I think we get the point. There are definitely people who do not like this book. And the more I'm thinking about it, yeah, I didn't remember as much as I thought from this book. Like, I completely forgot about Day's family. Literally. And that's actually kind of a big part of the book. But I literally forgot about him. So yeah, let's go on to the next book, because all of these reviews are about like half a book long, so we don't really have time. Well, we do, but we don't. So I just want to say thank you everyone who wrote these reviews, by the way, because yes, I don't agree with you on some things, like the 1 star in the first place, but I really respect your opinions, and I think that reading these are actually really funny. Like, for me, like, because they're just funny. I don't know, I feel like maybe that's because I'm trying not to be offended and I don't want to take them seriously, so like I'm trying to laugh it off, if you know what I mean. But like, is it working? I think it is working. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go into the next book before something happens and I don't have time. I don't really know what that meant. I just felt like saying something and I did. But let's go into the next book. Ooh. Red Queen. I think we should do Red Queen next. This, I have to say, is probably my favorite one of this entire pile. I'm not even joking. It's literally one of my all-time favorite books of all time. So good. I'm kind of scared to read these reviews, but you know, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so this book has an average rating of 4.03. That's really good, but I think it's the lowest one that I've read so far. Ooh, there's actually 21, almost 22,000 1-star reviews. That's actually really a lot. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's start off with the first one. I'm actually scared for this. I just can't do it. It was boring, light, and silly, and I'm pretty sure I've already read the basic premise of this book in Pierce Brown's Red Rising. I haven't read that. I made it to 60% on my Kindle and then skimmed for a bit, but I've been attempting to read this book for over a week now, and the magic was evidently lost on me. When you're reading a book and you reach a point where you think, is it too soon to DNF this? You know things must be bad. It's so sad though, because everything about the Red Queen was just screaming, "Love me, Emily," before I picked it up. It's not because of the love triangle either. I've said it before that an author can easily sell me a well-executed love triangle, so nope, it wasn't that. Let me tell you a sad little truth about this book, and I can take it straight from the blurb. Graceling meets the selection in debut novelist Victoria Aveyard's sweeping tale. That's an odd mashup to use in your marketing anyway, like Gone Girl meets Twilight or something similar, but whatever. There was a rather distinct lack of Graceling in that 60% I actually forced myself through. Maybe it comes later, but I no longer have any interest in sticking around to find out. There was way too much of the selection's mean girl antics to make this book interesting. And then this review is extremely long. That is a super long review. We're gonna go to one that's a little bit shorter than that. Okay, here we go. Someone says, this is the Walmart version of the Hunger Games. Walmart is good though. So, okay, here's another short one. Very poor version of Red Rising. A lot of people are mentioning that book. Maybe I should check it out. Also, the leading female is not smart. Consider yourself warned. The fact that she trusted him, yes, that was not smart, but I still love the book. This one's a medium length, so let's do this one. Mare is a red in a world where reds and silvers have been waging war for over 100 years. They are separated by the color of their blood, but there's a problem. Mare has the unique ability among her fellow reds, and when the silvers find out, they decide to keep it a secret by making her their new princess. All seems okay at first, but things turn sinister very fast. Love, betrayal, death. How much can Mare stand before she cracks under pressure? I don't read books like this, and this is why. The main characters are usually naive and annoying, like nails on a chalkboard. They make you want to just jump in the book and slap some sense into them. The storylines are completely cliche, and I feel like I have read them 100 times before, and the plot twists are completely predictable and not surprising to me at all. I got a headache from rolling my eyes so much at this book. To me, this book has about as much substance as a stick of chewing gum. I understand that this book is very popular right now, and if you are into young adult fantasy novels, chances are you'll probably like this one. Many people do, but honestly, it is just not for me in any way. I feel like I need something darker or deeper or something with more passion in it. This, to me, was like chewing a dry piece of toast. Just not my cup of tea. I would recommend this book to you if you like young adult and or fantasy novels, simply because of this book's popularity and not because of my opinion.
That's nice, thank you.
Okay, then we have, the more time that passes, the more I dislike this book. Okay. I mean, I respect your opinion. Okay, can we find another short one? Or are they all like 100 pages? Okay, now they're all like 100 pages. So, I guess that's gonna end it for Red Queen. Let's go on to a different book before I die. The pain in me is real, I'm not gonna lie. Let's do Heartless. And I am extremely scared about this one because it's literally like my new favorite novel, along with Red Queen, so like 4.09, not bad. Not good enough though. Average rating of 4.09, it needs more. Okay, here we go. What can I say about Heartless that hasn't been said about watching paint dry? I really wanted to love this book because I love the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, but I just couldn't. It was so boring and I just couldn't get into it. I seem to be in the minority on this because everyone else seems to love this book and be emotionally wrecked by it, but I'm like, nope, I feel nothing. No, let me take that back. I feel relieved to be done reading this book. That's it, rant over, enjoy your weekend. No, that's sad. And this one says, I'm sorry, I just really don't care about this world. The random quotes are frustrating. It's kind of funny. I truly don't like Alice in Wonderland enough to enjoy this. I may try again before the gear's up, so prepare for endless reviews on this because I'm a mess. As a fun fact, I literally started at a page for an hour today, not reading a single word because I couldn't handle this book. I just know this book will leave me in a slump as it has me falling asleep just reading it. Well, I'm sorry you don't like it. I mean, we can't all like the same books. So here we have another one. Hello, Disappointment, my old friend. I considered to DNF it around page 100, and I wouldn't have missed anything if I would do that. The story felt forced and nothing happened. I liked Alice in Wonderland, but this was not my cup of tea. I want to get a different flavor tea then, because like, you know, I don't know. Another 1-star review, so let's read it quickly. I was 30% pages in when I felt like, just kidding. I was 30% pages in when I felt like I should have DNF'd it, but I'm the type of reader who would finish the book even though I do not like it. So I pushed through and there are 2 things about this book that dominates the other things. 1, the instant love story, the I saw you there and I knew kind of romance. 2, an incredibly naive heroine, the Anna at the beginning of Frozen heroine. 3, wait, didn't it say 2? It said 2, but there's like, interesting. Okay, it's all balls and tea parties and sulking about how Kath can't open a bakery until like the last 10% of the book. The ending is quite good, and even now my mind is tempting me to give it at least a 2-star because I'm kind and all that, but nope, I despise Catherine. I never watched or read any Alice in Wonderland story, so yes, I was lost. But even I could comprehend that Catherine was going to be bad. Let me just go to the next review. Let's do one more review of this. Okay, I don't know if I didn't like this because I'm not the hugest fan of Alice in Wonderland or if the writing just dragged. I felt like every chapter was a repeat of the last. She likes baking, her parents are controlling, her servant is nice, she likes the Joker, not the king, over and 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 over. There was no real mystery, no real tension, and the love story was meh at best. I love Meyer, so I'm still excited to see what she comes up with in the future. I'm just glad this was a standalone. You know what? I am going to the one and only. So let's go to Keeper of the Lost Cities. Everblaze. Keeper of Lost Cities, Book 3, Everblaze. This book has a 4.54 rating. That's like really good. Ooh, and Shannon Messenger even rated it. So going on to the 1-star reviews, it only had, it doesn't have any 1-star reviews. Keeper of the Lost Cities, Everblaze, does not have any 1-star reviews. That is so incredible. By the way, I forgot to mention, I chose Keeper of Lost City book 3, Everblaze, because like I'm not gonna do every book from like all my favorite series, so I just picked my favorite one. Luckily, I've only read a lot of the first book in these series, like this one, this one, this one. So like for Harry Potter, my favorite one is the 4th one, so I chose that one, Winter, etc. So there's literally no 1-star reviews for this book. That is amazing. So I guess we'll go on to the next one. Okay, we're going to do Ranger's Apprentice. I'm actually going to end up doing the Battle for Scandia, but I'm going to do Ranger's Apprentice, the first one, because I was looking at it like yesterday and I saw this. Rick Riordan rated this book. I actually waited to read it with you guys because he rated this book. He rated my favorite book. He rated my favorite book. That's insane. And by the way, he rated it 4 stars, so like this isn't a 1-star, but I want to read it anyway. It's been a while since I read a classic sword and sorcery fantasy novel, but I enjoyed this one a lot. In fact, it had no sorcery at all, which was kind of refreshing. It was a believable, well-grounded alternate medieval Earth. In Flanagan's world, young wards of the state have to choose professions, and Will is reluctantly recruited to become a ranger. The relationship between Will and his battle school rival is particularly well portrayed, and Will's training as a ranger makes for great reading. The novel was a bit long and the explanations for my taste. Okay, a lot of telling about the characters, especially at the beginning when showing would have sufficed, but that did not stop me from enjoying the book. On a purely technical note, this was one of the few books I've read that uses third-person, omniscience, point of view, and actually pulls it off. We know what most characters are thinking all the time, and yet it doesn't get confusing. I will definitely look for the rest of the series. Ooh, let's get to the 1-star. Okay, so this book has an average rating of 4.24, so that's really good, and then it has 1,882 people rated it 1 star. So let's get this over with because this is my favorite book of all time. Going into the first one, so poorly written I could gag. It butchered its rather promising plotline with repetitive words and unrealistic dialogue. This one says very much a YA book with, it's not a YA book. It does not feel like a YA book, and I'm pretty sure it's not a YA book. Anyway, with a simplistic plot and few and predictable characters. Nevertheless, ideal for an airport read when concentration is not at its highest. Also as a distraction when seasick, as long as you can keep the book still. Would have been good when I was 12. Wait, how old are you? Okay, and then this one says, good book, yet they rated it 1 star. Let's read what it has to say. It says, I enjoyed the story, but it was not worth the price I paid for it. Isn't it the same price as every other book? Ebooks are not worth it. If it was paperback or hardback, it would be worth the price. Will not be reading any more of his books. Wait, what? Why didn't you get the paperback or hardback? I don't even know anymore. And then this guy says, yuck. You know, can you give a little more explanation? Like the plot, the characters, overall, like, can you? Okay, let's read another one. This story was awful. Too many things were going on at once. The plot made no sense and the story jumps from place to place. I did not like this book. Let's do a speed round. DNF. Did not enjoy it at all. The writing style was bad and the story didn't pique my interest. I was disappointed as I really like Rangers as characters. DNF. Okay, so yeah, that's enough for the Ranger's Apprentice. Let's do one more book. Let's do Winter. I'm scared. Someone playing Smash Bros. Ultimate. Hear the song. Did you guys hear that? Okay. This is gonna be the last book that I read 1-star reviews for this video. Here we go. I was so disappointed with the last book in this series. It almost put me in a reading slump because it was way too long. I loved the first 2 books, but the last 2 books made me lose interest. In my opinion, the best 2 books are Cress and Winter, but I mean, I guess you can think what you want, I guess. Okay, here we go, another short one. I had such high hopes for this book after reading Cress and it fell short. It was way too long and could have easily been written in half the number of pages. Megan's complaint, nothing happened in this book. Even the revolution was subpar and disappointing. Okay, this person says, just a pile of nothing for 800 pages. Interesting. Okay, and then someone else says, I should have skipped this one. I would have to relive the trauma in order to write a review and I'm afraid I'm not strong enough yet. Okay, you know what? Let's read one more review. Okay, we're gonna read this one. After not really liking both of the previous books because they felt like massive fillers repeating the same information over and over, I still decided to give Winter a go. I am not going to put up with 800 pages of me not caring about anything. Last book really pushed the Kai and Cinder romance, and I was not there for it, especially because book 1 was slow burn and felt organic development from strangers to friends to possibly crushing on each other. Princess Winter is simply not a character I am that invested in. I think it is weird how everyone glorifies her scars, the same way it is creepy how childish she is while legit having a soldier love interest. I overall really don't feel the ships. Okay, you know what? Goodbye, Goodreads. Goodbye. I exited out of my tab because I am out of here. Well, I would say that was fun, but then I'd be lying. It was more like funny. Yep, those are all the 1-star reviews that I'm going to read for now of my favorite books. And maybe next time I'll read 1-star reviews of my 1-star books. And I think I only have like one so far, and it's called The Gender Game. But yeah, we don't have to get into that right now. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me reading reviews about people not liking the books that I do like. Okay, but actually this was kind of fun, but it was mainly funny, like I said, but it was also kind of like sad. But to make me not sad, I think I'm gonna go listen to like whatever they're listening to in there, like Disney songs or something, or video game music. I'm gonna go in there and listen to that. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will hopefully see you in my future ones. Have a really good day, and I'll see you later. Bye. 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 No, I just made that up. I'm not really nervous, but I am excited. I'm scared.